Good morning. Welcome to my kitchen, where I'm going to show you the way that I make my smoothie. Most of you, I'm sure, are going to use water or coconut milk or some other kind of non-dairy milk when you're making a smoothie in your blender, which we'll come to in a moment. I, on the other hand, rather than want to dilute it with water or some kind of milk, I'm actually going to use vegetable juice as the liquid part, and the way I'm going to do that is that I'm going to choose vegetables that contain a lot of water. I'm going to make a noise now and again, so you're going to have to bear with this. As you can see, that was a whole cucumber. All the vegetables and fruits that I use, by the way, are organic. A couple of tomatoes. Celery also has lots of liquid inside it. And as you know, all these vegetables all play their part with regards to nutritional benefits. So let's shove all that in there. I'm going to make enough for 2 days. And that way it'll save me doing this every morning. As you can see, there's quite a lot of juice coming from those types of vegetables I've shown you. A lot of people like to juice every day, and when they do that, they put kale, which is exceptionally nutritious, watercress, I've got spinach here, and these kinds of various vegetables unfortunately don't tend to give you an awful lot of liquid, so I think it's kind of a waste. Plus the fact when you juice you're not getting any fibre. And if you're going to juice every day, as a lot of people do, as a weight losing technique, that's okay, but you do need fibre, so I would recommend that you do juicing no more than 2 or 3 days at a time. And as I say, the best thing that I found for myself is to make the juice and then add the other vegetables to the blender, and we'll come to that in a moment. In order to increase the volume of liquid, because I always like to put some fruit, and it depends on what's in season. Remember, organic fruits, you only get them at certain times of the year. If you could find fruits that you can buy all the year round, obviously they've been force-fed with genetically modified ingredients, etc. So watermelon also happens to be extremely nutritious and contains a lot of juice. Put this in there. Something you should know, if you don't already, is most of the nutrition in a watermelon is actually this white part. So when you know, as we all have done, you bite off the orange piece and you chuck the other piece away, you've just thrown away a lot of nutrition. So I like to put this in there, get all the juice from everything. Obviously this is quite tough, so that part's going to get chucked over here into the other place there. So now we have our liquid for the blender, which we'll move on to in just a mosey. I'm going to put this over there out of the way. This is my Vitamix blender. I'm going to start putting the dry ingredients in first. You can make note of these if you wish. We're going to start off by putting some of the tougher stuff in. Now I'm going to put some lemon in there, and most of you are going to say, well, you didn't peel it. No, I didn't peel it, because once again the nutrition is in the skin and in the pith. Also very true with oranges, not so much oranges but grapefruits. So, you know, we're all used to getting rid of all that pith, aren't we, before we eat the fruit. Well, you're throwing away the nutrition. So that's going in there. This is a Vitamix. I know it's an expensive machine, but it's probably the only machine out there that's actually going to take care of all this stuff. You try and put this in a $49 blender and it's not going to happen. You're going to break the machine. Lemon. Apple. Now, you'll notice that once again I've left the peel and the core and the seed. The fibre in an apple will absorb a lot of heavy metals, particularly mercury, and the pips actually absorb arsenic. Now, when I say absorb, being fibre, most indigestible fibre, what it will do is instead of it actually going into your blood, it goes straight through the intestine. So this stuff captures. If you're going to be eating fish for lunch today, I would recommend that you put an apple and maybe some frozen strawberries. Once again, emphasis, organic, because this will help to get rid of heavy metals in your body. See, I didn't have to chop it that many smaller. Some pear. Ginger root, I put that in everything. Marvellous stuff. Look all this stuff on the internet. Turmeric, so anti-carcinogenic. Fantastic. A lot of people use the powder because they don't like to spend the money on this. But it's well worth it, trust me. It's like $15 a pound, but like $3 lasts a week. A bit more. I don't know about you, but I love asparagus. But I really wouldn't want to put asparagus in there, would you? You know what I'm saying? I like to eat the asparagus the way that we all like it. But I cut off the ends, the pieces that we normally throw away. Why waste it? Beets, otherwise known as beetroot in England. Put some of that in there. Okay. Now, sometimes I'll have 6 or 8 different vegetables in the fridge at a time. Obviously you're not going to get them all in it. So I'm going to, on this occasion, I'm putting some spinach. Some kale. Collard greens are good. Swiss chard is good. Broccoli is good. Cauliflower is good. Carrots are good. Fine. Vary the vegetables that you use. This I found out recently. Incidentally, this is the only item that I've got that is not certified organic. I haven't been able to find it organic, but of course it grows wild, and it says that it grows wild on this package. So watercress, there's more nutrition in watercress than almost any other vegetable out there. Look it up. Don't believe everything I tell you. Right, now I've got some vegetables in there. Now I'm going to do something that you might find quite strange. I'm going to add some baking soda, otherwise known as bicarbonate of soda or sodium bicarbonate. This stuff, I've just been reading a book about it, is dynamite. But you can only do this maximum 2 tablespoons, 2 teaspoons a day, maximum 2 weeks. Then you've got to stop doing it for 2 weeks. Read it up. Look it up on the internet. Chuck it in there. It's got so many uses, that stuff. It's like 87 cents for the size. I'm going to put some vitamin C in there. Vitamin C powder. Vitamin C powder, in addition to being vitamin C, will also help me to preserve this for 24 hours because I can't drink it all at once. I'm going to put a teaspoon of that in there. I've got some other delights over here. I've got flaxseed. That goes in there. Doesn't matter how much you put, just chuck it in. Right, flaxseed. Hemp seed. Get all these stuff from Whole Foods. Chia seeds. I'm also going to put some raw oats, otherwise known as porridge. Get a bigger spoon for that. This, as you know, lowers cholesterol. That'll help to thicken it up a bit as well. Vegans are short of B12. This is nutritional yeast, contains B12. I'm going to shove some of that in there. It's got a lovely nutty flavour as well. Lovely to sprinkle on top of organic popcorn. Tablespoon of that. I've got some spirulina powder and some chlorella powder. Both of these are algae-based superfoods. That would be too much. Oh. Double teaspoon of that one. You've got to be careful when you splash this because it stains. It's the spirulina. This one's the chlorella. The chlorella, by the way, absorbs 98% of mercury. So once again, if you're having salmon for lunch, take some of it. Okay. Now the next stage of the game is to add my liquid. And I pour it all in. Chuck it all in. That's what my mum used to say. Chuck it all in. Okay. Now I'm going to put this over there in a minute. I'm going to put a banana in there. Banana always takes off that. When I get people to taste this, sometimes they say, oh, it's a little bit too much ginger. Or, put a banana in, then it masks everything. I'm going to walk over there and get one. Hang on. Here I am with my organic banana. Now, I'm going to be adding some frozen strawberries to this also, but I'm going to get it started first. One of the things I've got to make sure that I don't do is to leave it on there too long, because if I do, it's going to get warm and then it's going to get hot. You can actually, if you leave it on there long enough, this will turn to soup. But we don't want that, and the reason is that when you heat vegetables over 117, 118 degrees actually, Fahrenheit, then you kill the enzymes. Alright? So I'm going to try and make sure I keep it cool at all times. And what I should be doing in a moment, and you'll see that in phase 2, is I should be adding frozen strawberries, organic strawberries, and then if it still needs cooling down a bit, I should put some couple of blocks of ice in there. Alright? Stay tuned.